Now, after a difficult year, more people than ever are turning to crystals in an effort to get rid of their anxieties or boost their positive energy.
But how do they work, and how do you find the right one for you? We're joined now by crystal healer Lucy Knowles. Morning to you.
Good morning.
Emma.
Morning, guys.
So, I mean, a lot of people turning to crystals in lockdown. Why is that?
I think they're more popular now than ever because people are looking for an alternative way to escape the current situation. You know, we are quite literally locked in. And the great thing with crystals is they allow us to come out of ourselves. They allow us to express an energy that we're kind of really looking to lean into, or an energy that we want more of, or something we just really want to get rid of. And the great thing about crystals is that everything's energy. They're naturally occurring minerals, and they've been forming under years and years of pressure, just like we have underground. And what they're doing is they're emitting off this signal, this frequency. And why they're great for us is what they help us do is they help us align our energy to our natural state of being. And that's what we're all really trying to do right now. We're trying to get back to what's natural for us. So different crystals have different properties. They're very unique like we are, and how we interact with them is so different. So I liken them to my friends. So I've got a friend that I go to when I'm feeling a bit down, or I've got a friend that I go to when I need a bit of a lift, or I need a really good ear. Every crystal's got its own properties. So you've got to really start to create your tribe. And we'll hear this term a lot. We'll hear this term of go with what you're drawn to. So that's what they're doing. They're emitting a signal. I've got one in my hand right now. So they're pulsing, they're vibrating, and our energy is doing the same thing. And when we're looking to bring in more of a good vibe into our energy, we've got to look at the body of energy. So we've got chakras running throughout our whole body. And what the crystals do is they work like lenses or filters. So when we're feeling epic and brilliant within ourselves, those energy centers, they're spinning clockwise, they're moving, they're expanding, they're allowing us to draw in everything that's good and nourishing for us. When we feel attacked, when we feel shut down, when we feel locked down or shut in, the energy starts to spin the other way. So we feel quite negative, we feel ungrounded, we feel off center. So what the crystal starts to do is it starts to transform the energy. So however you want to look at it, gravity, universal energy, spirit, it starts to allow those energy centers in the body to filter and align us to a particular feeling or something we want to resonate with more clearly. So I've got hematite right now, so it's for grounding. So if we take that as an example, and we think we've got an energy center in our hands, so these energy centers, they run through the body, like I said, but we also got them in our hands, and they're like vortexes of energy. So they push and they pull energy from the body. And if we think about the crystal as a lens or a filter, when we apply that filter to that energy center, as that energy moves now into the body, it's hitting that lens and it's transforming the energy to, well, hematite's for grounding, like I said, so it's changing the energy to a frequency of grounding. So it's moving that energy through the breath, through the energy into the body. But at the same time, and this is the thing with healing and crystals, it can be really sunny and bright, but at the same time, it works on the other side. So it also helps us pull out anything of the body that no longer serves us. So there's the duality and the balance.
So how
that
do you find one that's right for you, I guess, is the question. I mean, I love a crystal, as you know. I'm never too far away from one. But kind of finding the right one for you that's going to help you. How do you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can be really prescriptive. So some crystals, we can go, this crystal does this crystal's great for love, it's great for confidence. But I always say to everybody, what are you drawn to? Like, it's like walking into a bar when we used to be able to do that. Like, where are you drawn to? What are you attracted to that day? And whether it's just the color, the shape, that's okay. That is your energy saying, that is what I need. Now, sometimes what we do is we tend to overthink it, and we go through books and books, which is also great if that's how your mind works and your being works. And we go, I need this crystal, and we can get lists and lists, and we get very overwhelmed. We can get very spiritually overwhelmed with them too. So I always say, play with it. Make like a kid. Like when I work with kids, the brilliant thing that they do is they run up to what they just love the look of. And that's not shallow. If you just love the color and that particular shape, that is the crystal.
What's the one that Holly's got in her hand here? Because I looked at the first time I've seen that one, and it's like looking into a crystal ball. I mean, look at that. It's got magic inside.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's a piece called Leopard Delight. And what's really lovely is that it's very calming. And what it works to do is it supports the central nervous system. So it will allow us to really align our energy back to a more neutral state of being. It's beautiful.
This is one of my faves. I'm also like this. I think this is Celeste, is it? Am I right? I mean,
You're right.
The expert.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like this
absolutely.
one.
Celestite is great because it connects us, and I always say this with you, Holly, is that it connects us to that kind of feeling of the divine and that kind of spiritual connection, and using your voice to express something more than what we may just feel of ourselves as humans. What I should say about Celestite, and I wanted to bring this on, is don't put it in water. Here's an example of what happens when you put pieces like this in water. They break, they completely start to dissolve. So some crystals are really, really sturdy, and other pieces that look like they're more on a crystal bed, they're going to dissolve. So keep them away from water.
One of the things that during lockdown is affecting, we've talked about it so much on here, and I'm quite happy to say I can't sleep. I'd go so far as to say I'm almost now an insomniac. I struggle every single night. Is there a crystal that can help me?
God bless you. Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing. What people used to say is like, this crystal does this, but it's very important that you work out which piece does which for you. So lots of crystals would do different variations of the same thing. Okay, so I think amethyst is an amazing crystal for dreams and helping your mind to open. So we're getting that flow, we're allowing that tension to start to move away from the crown chakra, away from the mind. And I also think howlite's an incredible stone. Two very different stones doing very similar things. So howlite's really good for stilling the turbulence of the mind. So it's about going, which one of these two are you currently feeling more drawn towards, would be the piece that I'd say would be good
Where
for
do you
you
put
today.
them? By the side of the bed?
Yeah, I put them under the pillow. I like to hold them like worry stones. I kind of like that feeling the kind of the texture of them. Put them by your bedside so they're aligned with that energy center with the crown chakra, or put them under your pillow.
Oh my God, if I move around, if I did fall asleep, moved around and I had that amethyst underneath my pillow, you'd rip your face off.
Chester sleeps with a
Been
bit of
there, done
green
that.
fluorite. Chester has a bit of green fluorite, and the last 4 nights it's disappeared down the back of his bed, and he's had nightmares the last 4 nights. So I pulled the bed out, got it. Last night, slept through fine. And I know there's no science to this, but that is something where you just go, well, if it helps, it helps.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think sometimes just having them in your house, like if you just like the colour, they're doing something for you. They're stimulating a reaction within your body and within your being that's making you feel good. And that's what we need right now, is that feeling of feeling good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
So nice to see you.
Pleasure.
Speak soon.
Thanks for having me.
Bye now, you're welcome.
Bye.